June 6, 2017, Tuesday of the 9th week in Ordinary Time.
A reading from the book of Tobit. On the night of Pentecost, after I had buried the dead, I, Tobit, went into my courtyard to sleep next to the courtyard wall. My face was uncovered because of the heat. I did not know there were birds perched on the wall above me, till their warm droppings settled in my eyes, causing cataracts. I went to see some doctors for a cure, but the more they anointed my eyes with various salves, the worse the cataracts became, until I could see no more. For 4 years I was deprived of eyesight, and all my kinsmen were grieved at my condition. Ahikar, however, took care of me for 2 years, until he left for Elimaeus. At that time, my wife Anna worked for hire at weaving cloth, the kind of work women do. When she sent back the goods to their owners, they would pay her. Late in winter, on the 7th of Distress, she finished the cloth and sent it back to the owners. They paid her the full salary and also gave her a young goat for the table. On entering my house, the goat began to bleat. I called to my wife and said, "Where did this goat come from? Perhaps it was stolen. Give it back to its owners. We have no right to eat stolen food." She said to me, "It was given to me as a bonus over and above my wages." Yet I would not believe her and told her to give it back to its owners. I became very angry with her over this. So she retorted, "Where are your charitable deeds now? Where are your virtuous acts? See, your true character is finally showing itself." The word of the Lord.
The responsorial psalm. The response is, "The heart of the just one is firm, trusting in the Lord." Blessed the man who fears the Lord, who greatly delights in his commands. His posterity shall be mighty upon the earth. The upright generation shall be blessed. The heart of the just one is firm, trusting in the Lord. An evil report he shall not fear. His heart is firm, trusting in the Lord. His heart is steadfast. He shall not fear till he looks down upon his foes. The heart of the just one is firm, trusting in the Lord. Lavishly he gives to the poor. His generosity shall endure forever. His horn shall be exalted in glory. The heart of the just one is firm, trusting in the Lord.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. Some Pharisees and Herodians were sent to Jesus to ensnare him in his speech. They came and said to him, "Teacher, we know that you are a truthful man, and that you are not concerned with anyone's opinion. You do not regard a person's status, but teach the way of God in accordance with the truth. Is it lawful to pay the census tax to Caesar or not? Should we pay or should we not pay?" Knowing their hypocrisy, he said to them, "Why are you testing me? Bring me a denarius to look at." They brought one to him, and he said to them, "Whose image and inscription is this?" They replied to him, "Caesar's." So Jesus said to them, "Repay to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and to God what belongs to God." They were utterly amazed at him. The Gospel of the Lord.
June 6th, Tuesday of the 9th week in Ordinary Time. The first reading comes from Tobit 2, 9-14. Yesterday we heard about how Tobit got up from his Pentecost meal and buried somebody who had been killed in the streets. That made him ritually impure. He wasn't able to eat the meal. But what was more important for Tobit was this service to a person who needed his help. Well, you would expect Tobit to be rewarded by God. He goes to sleep in the courtyard next to the courtyard wall, and while he's asleep, a bird releases his waist and it falls in his eye, making Tobit blind. That doesn't seem fair, and in fact there's no answer to why this happened, other than God had a greater plan. Well, after this happens, Anna has to hire herself out weaving material. She takes it to one of her clients, and he pays her a full salary, but also gives a small goat as sort of a tip. And what does Tobit say? This goat might be stolen. Notice how he's obsessing over these things. Maybe he feels that he's being punished for some sin that he might have committed. What this disability that he suffers from has created division within the family, and that division will have to be healed. In fact, this is part of the story throughout the book of Tobit, that the family unit is so important, it should be cherished, it should be protected. The Gospel is from Mark 12:13-17. And this is an example of how the Pharisees and Herodians try to trap Jesus. They come up to Jesus and they say, "We know that you're honest. Should we pay taxes to Caesar?" And he, first of all, challenges them by simply saying, "Well, give me a coin." And the coin is a Roman coin. It has the image of Caesar on it. Pharisees should not be carrying this because it's a form of idolatry. Nevertheless, they have it. So already he's shown to them that they're not fully keeping the law either. He says, give to Caesar what is Caesar's, give to God what is God's. Now, that does mean that we should obey the state because God has placed our leaders in charge of the state, but also give to God what is God's, that the ultimate morality depends upon our faith, not upon what nation states, because very often our political leaders will propose things that are not moral. For example, not protecting unborn children. For example, not feeding young children who are poor. Both political parties have to answer to God for some of the positions that they take. We have to be people of a morality that goes beyond the current taste of society. And may God bless us.